Imagine opening your mail and finding a surprise bill from the IRS for an extra $18,000. You didn't get a sudden year-end bonus, and you certainly didn't win the lottery. This penalty is the direct result of a single retirement decision you assumed would save you money. It happens routinely to investors who follow one of the most common pieces of financial advice out there: the blanket recommendation to always convert your traditional retirement savings into a Roth IRA. The math seems incredibly straightforward. You pay your taxes today, get it out of the way, and enjoy completely tax-free withdrawals when you actually retire. While that logic works perfectly on paper, blindly following generic advice without understanding how the mechanics interact with your broader finances is a remarkably expensive trap. To see how this breaks down, let's look at two different investors. First is Sarah. She's a 35-year-old nurse earning a moderate, steady income, with about 3 decades left before she plans to retire. Then we have David. He is 67 years old, actively finalizing his retirement plans for next year and already receiving his Social Security benefits. Both Sarah and David hear the exact same conventional wisdom. They both log into their brokerage accounts and execute a Roth conversion on their traditional IRAs. Yet this identical move sets them on completely opposite paths. Sarah locks in decades of tax-free wealth, while David accidentally blows a massive hole in his retirement plan. If the strategy itself is universally recommended, we have to look at the specific variables in David's life that turned a seemingly smart move into a massive liability. David's first major misstep was scale. He decided to convert his entire $500,000 traditional IRA balance into a Roth account all at once in a single calendar year. This chart shows exactly how the IRS views that move. The total amount of a Roth conversion is treated as regular taxable income for the year you make the transfer. Because David converted $500,000 at once, his reported income spiked violently into a much higher federal tax bracket. By artificially inflating his income for that specific year, he forced himself to pay a severe premium on those converted dollars, forfeiting a massive chunk of his savings straight to the IRS. He could have avoided this by dividing that $500,000 conversion across multiple years. Spreading the balance out allows you to stay within your current, lower tax bracket, tightly controlling exactly how much goes to the government. But the damage didn't stop at a high tax bracket. The way David chose to pay that resulting $10,000 tax bill compounded the error. Here we can see two growth trajectories based on how those taxes are paid. David chose to pay his bill by withdrawing money directly from his retirement account, rather than using outside cash. By doing that, he permanently removed those dollars from the market, flatlining their ability to earn compounding interest. When you drain the actual retirement account to pay the toll to the IRS, you cannibalize the very assets you were trying to protect in the first place. A conversion of that size also sends shockwaves through a retiree's entire financial ecosystem. The IRS tax bill is merely the initial impact. This diagram illustrates the broader ripple effect. David's artificial income spike triggered an automatic surcharge on his Medicare premiums, significantly driving up his monthly healthcare costs. Because he was already collecting Social Security, that exact same income spike suddenly exposed a large portion of his previously protected benefits to taxation. Now, let's look at why Sarah completely sidestepped every single one of these traps. First, Sarah kept her conversions methodical. She only moved an amount that kept her safely inside her current, relatively low tax bracket, easily avoiding the lump sum penalty. But her ultimate advantage is time. Because she is 35, those converted dollars have 30 years of uninterrupted market exposure. That long horizon allows tax-free compounding growth to easily eclipse the initial tax cost she paid up front. A Roth conversion is essentially a math race. You are weighing the upfront tax penalty you pay today against the amount of time you have left for the market to recoup it. Sarah's patience resulted in lasting financial security, while David's poorly timed move severely reduced his available capital right when he needed it most. Financial advice is entirely relative to the individual. Moving your money into a Roth IRA remains an incredibly effective way to build wealth, provided you treat it like a precision instrument rather than a blunt object. Executing a conversion blindly without first mapping out the secondary effects on your broader financial picture is what actually destroys your capital. Before moving a single dollar, you need to calculate exactly how it affects your current tax bracket, verify if it triggers Medicare surcharges, and realistically assess how many years of growth you have left to outpace the upfront tax bill. To make that calculation, you first need a firm grasp on how these accounts function from the inside out. We break down exactly how to evaluate these options in our video comparing Roth versus traditional IRAs. Watch that next to continue building your strategy, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for daily strategies on protecting your retirement.